Heyo Paul, welcome back to the Propagandist channel as we continue on with our RWBY Volume OST reactions. This time, of course, we are reacting to Volume 7. So, a few things I want to talk about actually before we get into the reaction itself, and to be quite honest with you, this might take about 10 minutes or so this might be quite a big preamble. So first things first, which I'll just get out of the way quickly. Obviously in the previous videos I've mentioned how Volume 7 is an interesting volume in that I actually don't remember any of the soundtracks from it. So this is going to be interesting because will it be the case like Volume 6 that once I start listening to it maybe it'll jog my memory a bit? Perhaps. So this will be a curious one, ladies and gentlemen. Now that's just the first thing I wanted to mention. I'm just going to park that to one side straight away. The thing that I really did want to talk about though was my recording setup for these videos. Now, I'm going to be honest, looking back over how these Volume OST reactions have gone so far, they've been okay, but admittedly, you know, my setup hasn't been the best, and partly that's that's my own fault, because, you know, for the Volume 1 through 4 OST reactions, I just, for some reason, did not think that I could use my laptop to have the lyrics open, but I don't think it's a major problem, that one. People have asked, you know, would you ever do maybe a retrospective OST reaction? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of other RWBY content that I want to react to, so if I did, I probably wouldn't do so for a while. But no, the main thing I wanted to mention, ladies and gentlemen, was that, as you can tell, I'm still using my webcam that I've been using previously, these reactions so far, and there's a reason for that. So basically, this weekend I bought a new webcam off Amazon. It was a Logitech C9 something or other, which I got because A, it wasn't too expensive, it was about 40 or 50 quid, and some of the reviews I'd seen for it had said, you know, oh, this is a great webcam if, you know, you wanted to do, say, YouTube content where you've got a face cam and all that. It's a great one. And so I bought it off Amazon, got next day delivery, came through, you know, in a timely manner. So this morning I started doing some testing with it, just before I started doing this reaction, and unfortunately I have decided not to use it, because although the picture quality is better than this webcam, unfortunately the frame rate is still proving to be a problem, and I really don't know why. And on top of that, I think the audio quality on this new webcam actually is not as good by comparison as to what I'm actually getting with, you know, my extant webcam and all that, which is really weird because that new webcam cost more than this one did, and yet somehow overall I feel like the quality on it is actually worse by comparison. I don't know how that is, so I'm feeling a little peeved about that because, like I say, it cost me about 40 or 50 quid. So yeah, I'm going into this reaction a little bit annoyed, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, because somehow my old aging webcam is actually better than the new one still. I don't know how that is the case, but it is. And so on top of that, you know, I was thinking about my reaction setup, and I just basically I'm just really annoyed. I'm really peeved, ladies and gentlemen. It's just this OST reaction series has obviously not been quite as smooth as I'd like it to be, and like I say, I was hoping that that new webcam would solve the frame rate issue. It hasn't, and I really don't know why the frame rate on this last couple of episodes has been lower than it usually would be. Because the thing is, like, during the whole Volume 4 reaction, for example, and during the reactions to the Volumes 1 through 4 OSTs, the frame rate was fine. It was smooth enough, you know? But for some reason, this last few episodes, the frame rate has been noticeably lower than it usually has been. And I've been looking at the files and, you know, looking at their properties, and they've definitely been sort of round about kind of 27 to 29 frames a second, so they've been sub 30 frames a second basically, hence why they've been noticeably lower, and I really do not know why that is. I tried making sure that my webcam drivers were up to date, and as far as I can tell they are. I also tried making sure the ambient lighting was fine, and as far as I can tell it is. Like, it's sunny out there, I've got the blinds open, there's plenty of light streaming into my room, so I don't think it's an ambient lighting problem. So I'm kind of at my wit's end. I don't know why the frame rate is suddenly lower than it otherwise has been previously. So if anyone has any suggestions for why that might be the case, please do let me know in the comments. Because I'm at a loss. I don't know what the problem is, but there is an issue and I don't know how to fix it. But of course, you know, I need to record these episodes because I need to record them a couple of weeks in advance, since, you know, I am often pressed for time and all that. So I apologise, but yes, this episode probably is going to have a lower frame rate on my camera, nonetheless, and I can see that the lighting quality is flickering, which is annoying as hell. But what can you do and all that? Yeah. So the other thing, obviously, this last couple of reactions, I've been using my laptop off to the side just to, you know, have the lyrics up as I'm reacting to these songs. Now, people had suggested, what if I use my phone instead? Because I can have that literally just like this right in front of me. And I tried experimenting with that just before I started this recording to see what it was actually like. I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't like using the phone. And the reason is because of, well, let me try and explain. Basically, I don't have a phone holder. You're about to realise just how much of a basic bitch I am when it comes to my recording setup. But basically, I don't have something that I could hold my phone in. I mean, I could try buying one off Amazon. So either I would need to sit here with my phone right up like this, which, I'm going to be honest, it just feels awkward. The alternative would be I have my phone down on my desk in front of me, but then the problem is I'm going to need to be actually like looking down like this quite frequently, which, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to do that. I really don't, because otherwise I'm going to be sat here like this with my phone sort of down, my face kind of angled downwards like this, and that's not going to look good. It's not going to look great, in all honesty. And I don't want to be sat here like this either, with my phone like so. So we're not going to use the phone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to stick with my laptop, I do think, because even though it's off to one side, I'm thinking though, what I might do is, actually having said that, I was thinking about potentially positioning myself over on this side of the screen this time around during the reaction itself. But then again, you know, my old laptop, my old webcam, the lighting actually looking at it on the screen right now isn't too bad. If I position myself over here, what looks better? Left or right? I think I might sort of position myself over to the left this time round rather than over towards my window, because obviously, you know, if I'm positioned over towards my window, problem is that the lighting makes me look very washed out, and so it looks a bit weird. Whereas I'm thinking I might try sort of positioning myself over here this time and seeing how that is, because I think the lighting actually looks a bit better that time around. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but also it means that way I can sort of just like look at my laptop because it's right there, rather than having to sort of stretch across the screen like this in order to, you know, fiddle around with it and go from tab to tab as I'm looking at the lyrics. So it might be a bit easier doing it like that. So I'm going to experiment and do it like that this episode and see how that plays out. It might be better. You never know. So yeah, that's the frustrations that I've been going through this morning, ladies and gentlemen, just trying to get this set up for the recording. Like I say, I'm peeved because I paid a load of money for a new webcam and it somehow is actually worse than the one I'm currently using. So that's annoying, and of course I can't return it either. So yeah, screw it. I am going into this slightly frustrated, but yes. Okay, well, that's the thing. But speaking of the Volume 7 OST, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to that. So there are 9 tracks that we're going to be reacting to in this episode, slightly less than the other volumes. Technically there are 11 that I would be reacting to if I was also reacting to the remixes and acoustic versions of songs, but obviously I've decided not to do that. I'm just going to stick to the main songs themselves. So there's 9 in total, and most of them I think are about sort of, you know, roughly of the mark of less than 4 minutes, so this might not be as big an episode as some of the other volume OST reactions that we've done so far, but that's fine. I mean, it doesn't need to be huge and all that, and you know, given how long it's taken me to get this set up with all my experimentation this morning, I think you know, I don't want this taking too long either. So yeah, alright, that's enough guessing from me. Let's get to the reaction itself. Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm looking at the Internet Archive page right now for Volume 7. This also makes me think I need to also figure out what I'm going to do for Volume 9, but I'll probably put a comment maybe on the Volume 5 and 6 reaction videos, just asking people if there's a specific place where the Volume 9 OST can be found. ideally with lyrics if possible. So, then again, you know, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need lyrics. I can always look at the RWBY wiki for those. But yeah, alright, so first track is Trust Love, which I assume is the Volume 7 main theme. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Keep dreaming about a better world. You keep wishing for some clarity. Always hoping that a lightning bolt is gonna save you from this gravity. You're holding out for some romantic life. Maybe you'll wake up in a world of charm. Oh, but what's in can set you free. You don't have to dream. Your life's a masterpiece. If you just believe, then all you see is all you need. Right now your hopes are shattered. Just pointless ever after. But in time you'll find from love your power just shines. When you don't know where to turn to, and you're sure all hope is gone. When the day you waited for won't come, and dark won't yield to dawn. Just love. Open up your eyes. Just love. The truth is there, but sometimes it's disguised. The way that say that we're together, moving toward the light. When we trust in love and open our eyes. If you could only open up a door, spread your wings and fly away from here. Write yourself into a fairy tale. All your problems would just disappear. And still you're counting on a second side.
Yeah, I really don't remember this theme very well.
When what you need to do is see. All you have to be is here in reality. If you better see, you'll find the key to victory. I know the dark's returning, the fires of hate are burning, but the light can't hide what's true when love's alive.
Yeah, I think there's a reason probably why I don't remember this one. I don't remember this song really ever clicking for me. Yeah, definitely not one of my favourites, this one.
Gonna show you how the secret to your life is here and now. Look inside and you're searching for your life. It's time to rise, to realize, to open up your eyes. When you don't know where to turn to, and you're sure all hope is gone. When the day you waited for won't come, and dark won't yield to dawn. Just love. Open up your eyes. Just love. The truth is there, but sometimes it's disguised. The way that say that we're together, moving toward the light. When we trust in love and open our eyes.
Yeah, that's probably my least favourite RWBY opening theme. Okay, Touch the Sky. Okay, this is actually 5 minutes, this one, so this is actually one of the longer ones probably on this OST.
Today I changed my place in history. Today I'm gonna start a brand new life. Done with suffering, had enough of misery. Finally on a path that's heading somewhere bright. I feel a different kind of energy, kicking everything to overdrive. Switched on, revved up, turbo mode vitality.
This is another song that I do not remember. I'm trying to think which character or characters would this relate to. I was going to say, is this just about Team RWBY, but I actually don't know. Because I'm trying to remember, obviously, what happened in Volume 7. This feels really upbeat. I don't remember Volume 7 being that upbeat. Unless it's just been a while, but... I mean, maybe there's references to looking in the mirror, so maybe it's to do with Weiss, but possibly, I don't know. But it could also be Team RWBY in general. Yeah, I don't remember this song. Where did this play in the volume? I'm trying to remember. It's funny, I can, in broad strokes, I can remember what happened in Volume 7. Just for some reason, I cannot remember the soundtrack, which I guess maybe just shows that it didn't really grab me, the soundtrack of this volume. But it's not that the songs are bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad by any means. I think maybe it's, you know, it's just not my favourite of the RWBY OSTs, this one. Hence, you know, hence I just don't really remember it. Alright, next one is Hero, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just switch over to that one on here.
Take my hand.
This has got a different start to it.
I'm here to protect you. Nothing will stop me. Understand. There's no sacrifice that I won't make.
Is this about General Ironwood? I'm getting Ironwood vibes.
To keep you safe. Trust me to be strong. I'll be your hero. Just hold on. I would die.
Okay, this
Without regret, I offer
this one feels maybe a bit more familiar.
with zero reservations. I would fly to the sun if that would
Yeah, these feel very Ironwood, these lyrics. Betrayed as cruel and heartless, I am might, I am power. I'm due process, I will smite. Metal. Literally a word that also happens to be the name of his semblance. Don't have a heart. He's the Tin Man. Yeah, that's Ironwood. That's Ironwood criticising Allspin. Yeah, that's about Ironwood. So many of those lyrics tie in very much with his character in that volume. Brand New Day. Again, I said earlier, most of these songs are around 3 minutes to 4 minutes. Actually, most of them are over 4 minutes, come to think of it. New haircut. Did this coincide then with the redesigns of Team RWBY being revealed? Is that about Crow? It could be about Crow. He had character development this volume. Wait, hold on a minute. The lyrics I'm looking at don't match up what they're actually singing. Wait, where the hell? Okay. The lyrics on the RWBY Wiki do not match what I'm actually hearing. Yeah, that was a chorus, it just wasn't listed for some reason at this point. Okay, now it's back to what I'm seeing. Okay, that's probably one of the highlights, I think. Definitely I think that's about Crow more than anything. Okay, Let's Get Real is the next one. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to take a jump cut. I just had to pause the music, and that's going to fucking interrupt the flow of things completely because someone just knocked on my door. And I am technically expecting a delivery today, but it wasn't that, which is really annoying. Because at first I thought, oh my god, has my delivery arrived sooner than I actually thought it was going to? But no, it hasn't. So, has annoyed me. Just another thing that has made this recording session really bloody difficult today. Right, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really not in the right frame of mind today, am I? I just aren't. Okay, 3, 2, 1, resume.
It's time we figure this out. No, I'm so done with your secrets. I won't be kept in the dark for any longer. We've been through way too much to give this up now. Don't say that it's the end because it's you I need. Can't you see? Stay with me. Only you can make my life complete.
It's a lot to do with romance. Nora and Ren.
Is it love? Is it love? Is it love? Is it love? Love.
Okay, that was that one. Next one is just called War.
Never really had a problem with you. All along I thought our friendship was true. Put my trust in you right from the start. I never dreamed that you would be my enemy, my knife to take my heart. You screwed me in the perfect way, a friend betrayed. Just another mourner, content to follow orders. Leave behind your conscience, abandon those who need you most. Convince yourself you're noble, but we both know it's not so. But if you cross my battle line, you'll find you'll be sorry that you tried. If it's war that you want, then you get it. If it's pain, then I brought what you need. If it's true what you say, you're the best in the play. You won't believe it until you see it. When I kick your ass and look you in the eye, with a smile and a cheerful heart, I'll turn to you and wave goodbye.
Who's this about? Or who does this relate to?
I was plenty surprised. Turn from family to full on disgrace.
Winter?
Just like you to take the coward's way out.
But no.
Lies with no replies, this giant tribes their victory, no doubt. You knew the cruelest things to
No.
then ran away.
I was going to say Winter, but no.
Didn't let you to stand.
They don't feel like her.
Just a mindless weapon pointed at an enemy. A simple tool providing someone else with victory. Now that you crossed my battle line, it's time to blow your little mind.
The Aesops? Is it about them? You know, just following orders? Interesting.
So my friend, I really must give you the credit. You achieved the goal. Perhaps the first time in your life you felt control. I'll never trust the same old same friendship has just gone overcame. Full of winners and losers, selfish abusers. You failed to fly, but somehow I'm to blame.
Failed to fly, but somehow I'm to blame.
If it's war that you want, then you get it. If it's pain, then I brought what you need. If it's true what you say, you're the best in the play. You won't believe it until you see it. When I kick your ass and look you in the eye, with a smile and a cheerful heart, I'll turn to you and wave goodbye.
Waving goodbye. I don't know. Is that about Weiss standing up to her father? I'm actually not sure who or what that one's about necessarily. Okay, next one is Celebrate. This one's nearly 5 minutes, so it's quite a big one. I'm worried that at some point my frigging delivery I'm expecting is going to knock on the door. I'm just refreshing the tracking page every so often, because it'll come up and show me if it's approaching.
Came here for treatment, but I don't see the end in sight. There's no medication, there's no drug that can cure what I have. That's relation is the only thing that's gonna make me feel. When I walk in the club and the beat's so strong. DJ's playing my favorite song, and there's no way that this feeling is wrong. Don't say maybe, come on baby, let's go crazy tonight, all night. No, 'cause we're not going home till we burn it up and see the morning light.
So this must obviously be related to Robin's victory party celebration thing. feels like that's probably where this played. Just a good party song, I guess. There's always a rap section, isn't there, in one of them? Someone at Rooster Teeth just really likes this kind of music. I mean, it's a funky tune. I like it. I generally don't remember it though. As is so often the case with a lot of these Volume 7 soundtracks.
Party people gonna stay up late. Oh, celebrate tonight. Oh, tonight. Grab your dancing shoes, put away those losers tonight. Oh, tonight. And if you think you're at the right place, looking victories inside. And if love is what we're after,
There you go. Next one is called Until the End. It's a 4:31. Oh, come on, get the lyrics on my laptop. I thought I'd scroll down to those before. Evidently not.
A new day is gone without a trace. All memories are dark and light is fading. We try so hard, but what are we fighting for? We're losing all our strength. How can we give more? Time falls away, but pain always finds a way to stay. The tears that you shed may find a tree to water, but only when you're stronger. I promise I'll be here until the end.
So I think who or what does this connect to? I assume this came after sort of the halfway point of the volume, when, after Robin's victory party, things started to obviously become darker in volume 7. Because that's the thing, the first sort of half of volume 7 I remember actually did have a bit more of an upbeat vibe to it. Because I suppose, you know, because the characters had reached Atlas, there was a bit of hope still left.
To live free or die, it's all the same. The enemy was right, there's no reclaiming. In waves of shame, we're desperate to make amends, but through a simple soul we lie complacent. Love brings us dreams, but grief makes the heart burst at the seams. As light fills my eyes, I'll picture me beside her and pray that I'll inspire. I promise I'll be here until the end. I promise I'll be here until our story has been told, till our bodies break down every door, till we find what we've been looking for and stare with pride into the face of fear. In our finest hour, I'll be standing here. And should we fall to darkness, this power I will harness. I promise I'll be here until the end. I promise I'll be here until the end.
Promise I'll be here until the end. See, now I'm suddenly thinking for some reason about Summer Rose. That's an interesting one. Okay, final one is Fear, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, can't get my lyrics up on here.
I'd understand if you'd rather not talk about this. There's always a chance that we might remain in ignorant bliss. Most of the time we coast along, safe from the storm. We follow our hearts, trust what feels right, keep to the norm. We are lucky if our lives can avoid it, but fear changes all of our choices.
Fear changes all of our choices.
Who will you see there in the darkness when no one is watching? Who will you be when you're afraid? Everything changes when you see a stranger, feel proud or betrayed. All of your life guiding
I have thoughts about this one. We'll get to them probably in the post-reaction discussion.
But our greatest fear will be realized if we fall and lose ourselves to fear. We've become what we feared all our lives. Who will you see there in the darkness when no one is watching? Who will you be when you're afraid?
Who will you be when you're afraid?
Changes when you see a stranger, feel proud or betrayed.
That's a good one, actually. I quite like that song. Okay, that's the end of that one. Let's pause that before it rolls over onto the next track, because that's the 9 tracks we wanted to react to, or I wanted to react to in this episode. Obviously, from now on, it's basically either acoustic or remix versions of other songs, or it is basically episode OSTs, which obviously we're not doing. Alright, so acknowledging this episode has been a bit rocky, thanks not just to all my recording experimentation problems earlier, but also the fact that I had to jump cut partway through because someone knocked on my door. Let's go to a post-reaction discussion. Right, well, I think, I will start obviously by talking about that ending song right there, because I think that one is very sort of, well, it very much kind of ties in, I think, with how Volume 7 ultimately played out. The fact that obviously Ironwood eventually, changes, starts to become more and more of an antagonist and a villain and all that, which, that song, just its lyrics in general, very much were pointing to that, when you look in the darkness, who's that stranger there? Will you feel proud or will you feel betrayed? There's also a bit in there in the lyrics about, choices and how they can change in response to fear and that kind of thing, which I think again really ties in not just with Volume 7 but also Volume 8 as well, I would say, in terms of how that plays out. Because obviously the thing about RWBY is, one of the criticisms that I do find people in the fandom sometimes levy at Volume 7 and 8 is how, they say, if they look at RWBY, for example, and certain elements of the fandom that is, and they say, oh, you started off basically against Ironwood's plan, then in Volume 8 you're basically trying to actually do the same thing Ironwood proposed, what the hell's with that? But I thought that was kind of the whole point of Volume 7 and 8, wasn't it? That actually, for the first time, Team RWBY are kind of thrust into a position where they're not just making tactical level decisions, but suddenly they're having to, think about sort of strategic and even political level decisions, to put it that way, which is challenging, right? And I think that song kind of captures that a bit, because it's like, it's basically sort of alluding to this question of, are the choices you're making the right ones? How do your choices change depending on suddenly what might be going on around you, and how do they change in response to sudden fear and that kind of thing? And I could make probably a whole video about sort of, dissecting Team RWBY's decision making in Volume 7 and 8, and why I actually find it quite fascinating, even if you think that they don't always make the right decisions in your eyes, because I think that's what makes those volumes particularly interesting. Because the thing is, like, and that song kind of alludes to this idea that, when you're suddenly facing a situation that's quite frightening and where things are changing and things are happening around you, and, people who you've maybe trusted and have been working with up until a certain point suddenly feel like they are changing, or they're making decisions that you don't entirely feel are the right ones, or, maybe you're thrust into a situation where suddenly, from a completely coldly rational perspective, you might think this course of action is what you need to take. But from a sort of a more idealistic perspective, you actually think, but is that actually the right thing, or should we actually take this course of action? Suddenly, you find yourself in a situation where those things are coming into conflict with one another. That makes for a very interesting story. And I think this song at the very end of that OST kind of very much reflects that, I would say. At least that's the vibe I got from it. Like I say, I could go off on a whole tangent here about RWBY's decisions in Volume 7 and 8 and why I think they're quite fascinating and they make for a very fascinating story. But, you know, that might be the subject for a whole other video, potentially, rather than this OST reaction. But yeah, I mean, overall, looking at the OST, I think that final song probably would be my favourite from it. But like I say, most of those songs, I just don't really remember them at all. As in, you know, at least with the Volume 6 OST reaction, when I was listening to that, even though I didn't necessarily outright remember things, I still felt like, you know, as I was listening to it, it was jogging my memory, and I thought, oh yeah, I remember this song now. But that one with Volume 7, just no. Like, even as I was listening to it, I just didn't feel like my memory was being jogged all that much. It's funny because I remember the events of Volume 7, generally speaking, fairly well. I can remember in quite good strokes what actually happened in it. But the soundtrack just, for some reason, is a blank to me. I just don't remember it. And like I say, I think the opening theme for Volume 7, Trust Love, probably is my least favourite, I would say, having now listened to most of them. I think even like the Volume 4, even the Volume 4 one, which again, you know, I think it said wasn't one of my favourites. Even that one I'd say I like more than this one. I don't know, something about the Volume 7 theme, Trust Love, just doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't really grab me. It just, even now, having listened to it, but now having listened to all the other songs, I've actually forgotten how it went. That's saying something, that is. I mean, I'm sure it's someone's favourite out there. I'm sure other people really, really enjoyed it and all that. It just doesn't click for me, that one, for some reason. I don't know why. I just feel like I can't really articulate it. I don't know if it's just the lyrics or if it's just the tune or something about it, but it's funny because, like, you know, that was only, what, less than an hour ago that I listened to it, and already I actually can't remember it. It just doesn't stick in my head for some reason, that tune. It's really weird. I guess, you know, everyone has songs like that, I would say, you know, that pieces of music that they listen to, but, you know, even just several minutes later, it just fades from their mind because something about it just doesn't really click for them. And I think for me, Trust Love is that song. I'm not saying it's a bad song by any means. I think it's good. I still think it's fine for what it is, objectively speaking. It just doesn't click for me, to put it that way. So, yeah. But that's the thing, you know, Volume 7, the OST, I think is probably one of my, it's not one that I dislike by any means. I just think it's one of my least favourites, along probably with elements of Volume 5 and all that. So, yeah. It's funny though, because like I say, Volume 7 is a good volume overall when you actually think about the stuff that happens in it. It's just, for some reason, the OST, for the most part, just doesn't really click for me. For some reason, I don't know why. But is there anyone else out there who feels that way about it? Or is it just me? Yeah. We'll get to Volume 8 though, obviously next week, and we'll see what that one's like. Because like I say, that's another one which I can remember elements of the main theme, though I don't remember what it was called. But other than that, Volume 8 is another one that I just feel like I don't remember any of the OST for. And I don't know why that is. Even though I can remember the events of Volume 8 fairly well, I can remember what happened in it, and I can remember how much it did grip me. It's just that for some reason the soundtrack didn't stick around in my brain. I don't know why. It's really, really strange, but yeah. So that's probably my thoughts about the Volume 7 soundtrack. Like I say, looking back on Volume 7, obviously, the first half of that, up until probably, I would say, the outcome of Robin's victory party, is, you know, reasonably upbeat, because, you know, it's the characters have reached Atlas, you know, there's still hope there. Then obviously, after Robin's victory celebration, things start to go wrong. Starting obviously, of course, with the fact that Joshny rigs the election and then unexpectedly beats Robin, and she only finds out, you know, during her victory party and all that. And then after that, obviously, things start to, you know, hit the fan. So yeah, that probably explains why some of the tracks in this one still have kind of an upbeat quality, despite the turn that, you know, is starting to happen at this stage of RWBY. But then, of course, you know, you have that final couple of tracks there that take a slightly more darker approach, particularly that final one, which overall I would say probably is the standout one, Fear. Because I think that's such a good name for it, Fear. That just really ties in with everything that's kind of happening in the latter half of Volume 7. Just, you know, why characters behave the way they do, why they suddenly make decisions which feel like they might be at odds with things they did earlier and all that. Like I say, maybe I will do a video where I think about, why do Team RWBY and their friends in, Volume 7 and 8, why do they sometimes make the decisions that they do? Because, like I say, everything that I've seen from discussions in the fandom about these two volumes is how, they're quite divisive in certain respects. How, because one of the criticisms that I've obviously seen of, these volumes is how, Team RWBY are pretty much becoming the villains at this point, which I think is a very strong and kind of undeserved criticism, I would say. Because I think that, where's the fun in having a team of characters who just make all the right decisions constantly? Where's the fun in that? Why not have your characters make, decisions that are obviously not the best decisions, but they're decisions that had to be made under difficult circumstances? So, yeah. I mean, I might do that. I might make a whole essay video looking into that, because I think that would be quite interesting, because I certainly have a perspective on it, let's put it that way. So, yeah. Something maybe for the future and all that. But, who knows? A bit of discussion content would probably be quite interesting. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing that. So yeah, I mean, that's all I really have got to say about the Volume 7 OST. I'd like to apologise again for how just all over the place, though, this video and the last couple of episodes maybe feel like they have been. Like I say, I just feel like it's been very frustrating, the fact that suddenly, for some reason, my webcam and my, webcam capture now seems to be in a different frame rate that was lower than previously. And like I say, I just don't know why that is. I'm at a bit of a loss. So it's been very much annoying me. And the fact that then I had a knock on the door from something that I thought was going to be a delivery, which I'm expecting but wasn't. I'm still expecting it, and that interrupted partway through the video. And I was sort of sat there thinking, oh, for God's sake, that's just interrupted the flow of things completely. Am I going to have to re-record this whole episode? And I thought, I could do, but at the same time I don't want to, because, I don't have much time to record anyway, and I'd have to then delay this to next week and all that, and it would just be very annoying. So I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try and avoid this in future, but God, it's, I'm just as frustrated by it as you probably are. So yeah, all that being said, hopefully Volume 8 goes a little bit better. Yeah, but other than that, I think I'll wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen, because it's getting towards, it's actually not far off 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I need to go and get lunch because I'm hungry. So, hope you enjoyed that for what it was, issues aside and all that. As usual, Propagandist is my second channel. My main channel is John Philip Sousa, where I do gaming content. You can find a link to it in the video description. If you enjoyed, do leave a like. Do leave your comments, as always. I always do enjoy engaging with them. And I'll see you next week for the Volume 8 OST. Goodbye, everybody.